Hi everyone, welcome to set number 2 for English 9A. This is vocabulary. And so you're going to go ahead and go down to set number 2 on your packet, either digitally or by hand. And you're going to fill in the definitions. As always, feel free to rewind, pause whenever you need to. And also for my on-level English 9 class, you will stop after the first 4 words and I'll remind you. And then for my advanced English 9, you need to go all the way through this video. So let's go ahead and get started. And so your first word is bleak, which is an adjective, and it means empty or barren, not hopeful, warm, or kind. And basically, this word to me sounds just like what it means. If you look at this photo, this is a very bleak scene. Dead trees, gray skies, possibly, since it's in black and white, I can't really tell, but I'm pretty sure there's snow on the ground. And so it's a very bleak scene, what I think of when I think of a bleak scene. Again, if you need to pause at any point, if I'm going too fast, feel free to do so, but I'm going to go ahead and move on to the next slide. And so this next word, it means facilitate, and it is a verb, and it means to make easier or to help cause something. A lot of the times when you're going to hear this word, it's going to be talking about planning an event. And so one of the things that I came up with was these are usually reserved for people who have money, or maybe if people know somebody who's a wedding planner, they might use them. I personally did not for my wedding because I could not afford it, but I put this keep calm, I am a wedding planner, because a lot of the times people will use a wedding planner to facilitate the entire wedding and reception. Now, the one thing that you might have heard of is a Mr. and Mistress of Ceremonies. They often don't get paid, but they're usually good friends who aren't necessarily in the wedding, but they help also to facilitate the wedding. So that might be another way that you could think of it. And so for the next word, imprudent, I couldn't really find a good picture for this one. This is an adjective, so it would be used to describe somebody, and it means lacking wisdom or good judgment. And so basically it's just somebody who makes foolish decisions, who doesn't really think through what they're doing or what they're saying, and basically you could just describe them as imprudent if they're not making good decisions. So moving on to the next word, signify is a verb. So if you can think of a signal, the noun version of this word, I feel like, then you're going to be just fine. So this one means to mean something or to show feeling or opinions by doing something. And so this scuba diver is doing he's signifying to, he or she is signifying to the people most likely on the boat, and they are giving them a signal. And so, as I said, if you can remember signal, you'll be doing just fine with this word. All right, at this point, the students in my on-level English 9 class, you can go ahead and rewind the video to any of the words that you need to, or pause it right here to finish up the definition. But otherwise, the advanced English 9 students, you need to keep going through the rest of the video. So this next word is deviate, and it is a verb, and so it's to do something different or to be different from what is expected. So I put this picture because obviously you have all these white eggs, I assume, and you have the one red egg, so it's deviating from what everything else is doing. Now, is this totally accurate depiction of deviate? Because is it actually in control of what's doing? Probably not. So another way I like to think of deviate is if you run into road construction and you end up having to take a different way, you're deviating from what everyone else is doing. So that might be a good way to think of it as well. Right, and then for our last word, divulge, also a verb. It means to make known. So if you divulge information or if you divulge a secret, then you are making it known to everybody, which is why I have the loudspeaker right here, because you are giving information to everyone, or at least to a couple of people that maybe you're either not supposed to be or maybe you are. Who knows? Basically, it's an announcement. All right, that concludes the end of set number 2. In a couple of weeks, you will have a quiz over sets 1 and 2. Please make sure to turn in your vocabulary and context on either the Google form or on the hard copy, and then you can go ahead and put your vocabulary packet away, and we will be using it for activities, and those activities will include both sets 1 and 2 so that we can review those, and then your quiz will go over both sets 1 and 2 as well as the common usage.